Hey, g'day guys, it's Adam from VideoShowMeHow, and in this video we are doing an overview of the 12 volt setup. The 12 volt setup we've been talking about, working through. I've been researching the absolute heck out of this to work out what is going to be the best setup. Without further ado, let's get started. Couple of quick things before we kick in is one, new camera setup that's going on here. So I'm sort of just getting a feel for it. We've filmed a few things with it now, some of which is out on the channel, some of which is coming soon. But let me know what you think. Still sort of getting my eye in, new lens, new full frame, the whole lot. So let me know about that in the comments section. Let me know what you think. And number two is Uncle Google has enabled channel memberships for the channel, which is pretty rad. I've never had that before on the channel. So you can check that out down below. There's a little join button if you want to suss that out. This is going to be a bit of an overview video of the full 12 volt setup. So how this is going to sort of roll, I thought rather than do an enormously long video that has all of the components all mashed into the single video, you know my videos tend to probably go a little bit too long. I'm working on it. I'm trying to make them nice and short and sharp. Rather than do that, I thought what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of have they're going to come out thick and fast, and I'm going to do one product at a time as we're installing stuff. So that way, if you only want to know about how do you get a lithium battery sort of installed, you can watch that video. Or if you want to know, okay, with the BCDC for the Redarc unit, for example, on how do I wire that up, you can watch that video. The air compressor, etc., etc. You get the idea, right? They're all going to be in the D-MAX build playlist, just like everything else. So the purpose of today's video is really an overview. It's sort of a sum total of probably 2 months worth of research and reading and da-da-da. I know it's taking me ages. I apologize. So without further ado, let's get stuck into running through what are the different components that is going towards the 12 volt setup, why I picked them, and how they're going to work in the D-MAX. So probably a good place to start would be just sort of running through my thinking and why I picked this kit the way, nice and slow. HSP struts and etc. Still working a treat. As you know, at the moment with my D-MAX, I'm keen to keep the tub, right? I'm keen to keep, you can see in here, I picked up a bunch of firewood, and even with these swing arm storage containers, which are working a treat. I'm really happy with those. Even those, they're really easy to pull out. You can sort of just latch them and away they go. So it was important to me that I could still use the tub for a tub. So I wanted sort of a semi-permanent, but something that was going to stand the test of time. I could take it on some rough tracks. I don't have to remove it if stuff's knocking around in there, I'm going camping, but something that if I wanted to, I could remove it. So that's where I started going, okay, what sort of boxes are there that could fit in there? And I spent forever looking for a space that would be 300 tall by 280 by something at least about 800 mil wide, because 800 mil wide, I want to do an all-in-one. I want to make sure that everything I need for the standard sort of camping is all in the one unit. It needed to be something that was big enough to house a decent sized lithium, something that would also house a air compressor and, the charging profiles and the whole sort of box and dice all in the one thing. Just by the way on that, the video description, everything that we use here in the video, I've tried to do so you can buy it online. So you can go into the stores, but you can buy it online. Everything that I use, I will make sure I put down in the description below, so that if you want to get your hands on any of this sort of stuff, you don't have to go searching like crazy. I'll have a direct link that will take you straight there. So where I landed was a tool chest. I wanted to make sure it hit a couple of criteria. I wanted to make sure that it was a really solid unit, that it had rubber seals on it, that I had handles on the side. Having them sprung load is just a bonus, but I wanted handles on the side because you've got bolts on either side. They're going to be the tight end points for this guy. So that's what everything is going to live in, and you can see that it fits in between the two wheel arches, no worries at all. And then also I didn't want it to use up any more space than necessary, so you can see that from the top as well, it tucks in really nicely under the roller shutter. Then as far as everything else that is going to be going in, the main components are a Redarc BCDC-1240D. So this is the kit that will sort of the brains of the operation, that's going to keep everything nice and charged. And this one does have the solar regulator and everything already built in, so we will be putting some Andersons on the box itself so that when I'm up the beach or what have you, I can pull out the solar blanket, plug it straight in without opening anything up, and away she goes, charges everything up. And as far as picking them, it's a 40 amp, it's a Redarc, you got a 2-year warranty, you know, it's made in Australia, you can't really go past it. Then as far as what this will be charging, it is a 135 amp hour lithium battery. 135 amp hours, that's going to do wonders. It's going to keep the fridge rocking and rolling for lots of time, keep the beers cold, which is always good. This is a really good value type lithium battery. They max out at about 50 amps discharge and 50 amps charge, so not going to be one of your really expensive super high quality ones, but it will get the job done. The other thing that I really wanted to have as an all-in-one unit was air. I wanted to have air readily available in the same box, the same sort of setup. So it took me a little while. I wanted to make sure I got something that was high quality. I have had some of the cheaper dual piston chargers in the past and still do, to be honest, for the camper trailer. You know, they work, they do a great job, but they also draw 90 amps. This guy won't allow me to do that, and that's a lot of current, so I wanted to get something that was a bit higher quality, and it came down to two different brands, and I ended up going with the new TJM Vehicle Mount Compressor. This thing is an absolute beast. We've got 86 litres per minute in probably a true rating. There's a lot of those 300 litres per minute, but this thing is an absolute nugget, and it has a 100% duty cycle. So this thing will just literally keep running. The other big thing is I needed the space. I wanted the battery sort of comes to about there, so I only really had a little bit of space to play with. And then also to go with the air compressor, once again, once it's all in there and closed down, I don't want to have to open it up if I want to charge anything. So that just looks like one of these guys and a separate switch that I'll have on the side here. So that'll just sit as a chuck off the side of the compressor, probably here on one of the ends, so that I can reach it easily without having to remove anything. When it's in situ, I can just reach in over the top, easily flick the switch and plug in the air compressor hose, and away we go. So this thing fit the bill, and it does have a built-in fan as well, so it's constantly drawing air to keep everything nice and cool. So excited about that. Speaking about fans, I do have this little nugget here, and what this is a fan controller. From PC building days, I have a whole bunch of extra surplus gear there, so I've got some brushless exhaust fans. So the plan will be, that's going to be wired up, so to keep everything nice and cool, using the vent here on one side, and then once the temperature hits a certain threshold based on the temperature probe attached to this, the fan that I'm going to have down this end will flick on and start drawing cooler air all the way through the box to cool things down. And then the other thing is I wanted to have a really good monitoring system so I know what's going on at all times. I've been using Victron MPPT chargers in the camper trailer and a bunch of other applications, and I had this as part of that install as well that I never got to, so this is going in there as well. This thing is an awesome unit. I've seen these in action. It gives you all sorts of readouts on the health of your battery, what your charge status is, how many hours you've got left based on your current draw, and all sorts of stuff using this little fancy shunt here. And I'm probably going to have it mounted sort of on the side here, or maybe this side, something like that, so that when it is mounted in situ in the back of the D-MAX, that I can sort of reach over the side there and easily access and see the controls, change them, all of that sort of stuff. And what else? We're going to have some charging ports. I've got some USBs as well as normal cigarette lighter plugs, as well as extra Anderson plugs. They're going to be mounted all on the sides as well, so I can plug in the fridge, which has already got Anderson, the Evercools, which is pretty cool, have Anderson plugs. You can check out my mini review of the Evercool fridge if you haven't seen that yet. So that'll be pretty cool. I'll have a couple of extra ones of those so you can charge things, but then also a normal cigarette lighter socket and some USB plugs there so you can charge your phone and what have you. So it'll be sort of that all-in-one power station. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Looking forward to it. And then what else? I've got all the bits and bobs to go with, our bolts to plug everything in, to bolt everything down, big battery tray that'll be bolted on there, fuse holders for our 12 volt stuff, a couple of bus bars, a metric ton of heat shrink in all different sizes, as well as your different battery lugs, the fuse kits that come with the Redarc unit, and then probably finally would be the battery master switch, which will live in the engine bay. And why I'm going to need one of these guys is because semi-permanent, on the odd occasion that I need to remove this in any of those scenarios we were talking about, I'm going to need to disconnect it. And then all the connections will be via Anderson plugs. So obviously super easy to connect and disconnect. They'll be at the back. If you want to remove it, it'll just be the 2 tie downs, one plug for the BCDC, second plug for the accessory sockets and what have you. Remove the whole thing. Now the second circuit for the sockets and what have you will be kaput, that'll be dead, but the circuit that's coming from the engine bay to go into this, that's still going to be live. So that's why we need this at the front, so that if we're going to remove it, you kill the power to the master switch first, so it kills any of the connections coming into the BCDC and isolates the circuit so that you can remove everything, no problem. Whew, so there you go. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything, because it's taken me ages to just run through everything, make sure I've got everything ready to go, because I am keen as mustard to get all this in. You have no idea how much it has just, I've been so keen to, like, this has got a big harness in here. I have had a cheeky sneak peek at the unit, and I'm absolutely keen to start installing this stuff, start installing this. I've had this for quite a while, and I'm dead keen to see that working. The Redarc unit, I'm so keen to see this in action and actually starting to charge the battery. I am so keen to get all this installed. So these videos are likely to come out thick and fast, because I'm going to be filming all of these individual ones, like I was saying, as quick as I humanly can, editing like a like a madman into the early hours, so I can get these out for you guys, because I'm as keen as you to see all of this to live in there. So it's that all installed, all there, ready to rock and roll. So that about does it for the overview video today, guys. Definitely make sure, obviously, you subscribe and what have you to the channel. Turn the little bell notification doobalacca on that's next to the subscribe, because what that does, and you turn it on to all notifications, I think it is, because what that does, as soon as the new video drops, you get a little diddling on your phone, and it sort of tells you when the new video is out to give you the heads up. There is already on the channel a bunch of 12-volt how-to videos, so you can check that out if you're interested in the meantime on some of those how-tos, particularly with Anderson plugs and that kind of gear. Of course, all the other D-MAX content, we're into double figures now, guys. Happy days of how-to videos for the D-MAXs. You can check them out in the playlist there. Once again, everything that I use, I try and source online, so that if you've been hunting for that particular part for ages, there will be a link in the description section of each of the videos of all the stuff that I use, so that if you need to get one yourself, you can go straight to where to get them from. Check out the channel memberships if that's something you want to be part of. And as always, guys, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.